Hello, welcome to this live stream, which I have titled Changing Jobs is No Vacation. I'm David Zahn of OKNowWhat.biz. And I think that for many of us, when we think about changing jobs, we get somewhat skittish about this. So, just before we move further, if you're watching this live, let me know in the comments section. And if you're watching this on a recording after the actual live version has taken place, you can also put that down in the comments. Would love to know if you have participated either live or as part of the recorded version. So, in either case, though, thank you very much for watching, for connecting, and I really do appreciate your interest in Okay, Now What and our Facebook group, Catapult to a Career in Coaching and Consulting. In this video, I'm going to address a key obstacle that many people have that causes panic in some, procrastination in others, and fruitless activity without results in many other instances. What I'm specifically talking about is preparing for and pursuing a change in careers. I like to liken it to how people view taking a vacation. There are those that choose to script out to the minute every detail of what they will see, when they will see it, in what order of events they will participate, where they will eat, where they will sleep, when they will awaken, and on and on. Of course, as a consequence of that, they are so rigid that they may miss the opportunity to experience things that occur organically or opportunistically. They're governed by a predetermined plan and adhere to it without exception. It tends to be stressful for many people to approach a vacation that way, and it feels more like an obligation than a chance to observe, relax, engage. A vacation becomes a task to be completed on time, judged by accuracy, efficiency, and adhering to a schedule. By contrast, other people on vacation will approach it with very little pre-thought. They will treat it as a journey without a specific destination, time frame, or itinerary. Decisions are made in the moment based on whatever attracts them at that time and are not based on what preceded or what may be possible ahead. It is very much in the moment, and truth be told, not at all strategic. Everything is tactical. Everything is done at the whim of that exact moment without a connection to anything else being goal oriented. It's very executional. And there's no real affinity, no connection to a greater plan. Of course, this too can lead to stress and feelings of inadequacy. What did we miss along the way? What should or could we have done that we've missed? Where could we have gone that we were unable to see or visit? What are the activities that perhaps we could have participated in, tours or other things along the journey that we've now missed because we hadn't planned ahead? We weren't able to include it in how we were going to spend our time on vacation. Why do I bring this up? Because the thought of changing jobs can be similarly paralyzing in the very same ways that vacationing is for some of us. And the approaches being taken to job seeking also mirror the way people approach vacations in many instances. For instance, Do you tend to spray and pray? That meaning that you just send out resumes somewhat indiscriminately, figuring, oh, someone is going to hire me. If I send out enough resumes, it's just a numbers game. Send out enough resumes, and I'm bound to catch some job offer along the way. Of course, that means you're going to get an awful lot of either no responses or negative responses because you're not a fit. You're not adjusting how you present yourself to the job requirements, or at least those posted in the job listing. Do you prefer to lock yourself into a very narrow band or group of jobs or job titles and only apply or pursue those based on your prior experience, expertise, job titles, background, all to the exclusion of other jobs which may be able to leverage your current skill set, your current expertise and experience? But if it wasn't listed with the right job title, are you not even aware? Do you not have visibility into those opportunities? How do you address what you have done and position it for what you want to do in a resume? Because you may have certain skills that are available to you, but they have never been resourced. They've never been acted upon, but yet you do still have those particular skills or areas of knowledge, expertise, etc. Perhaps you're fearful of, what do I say in an interview if questions come up that I'm not prepared for? What are the things I maybe should avoid sharing in an interview? That's a common issue when we start to talk about seeking jobs. How do you approach the interview? Similarly, what do you do about networking? For many of us, we really don't want to spread the word too far and wide for a few reasons. One, we don't really want supervisors or bosses to be made aware that we're looking, and we don't necessarily want peers even to be made aware, because it can be a feeling of shame if it takes too long or you don't get a job offer at all. And you also don't know how the informal grapevine network may work, where you tell a person one thing, they may tell another, and word gets back to somebody you really preferred did not have access to whatever information you've shared about job seeking. Perhaps you're worrying, is this really just a phase I'm going through? And this feeling of disappointment, frustration, anger at your current job, your current role, will this pass in time? If I just stick it out, will it get better? Or maybe stay in the same job but go to a different location. Commonly, when I speak with teachers and educators, that is a fallback or a default position. I still want to remain as a teacher, but maybe if I try a different school or a different district or a different grade, maybe then I'll be happy. And that very well may be the case, but you have to think long and hard. What is it you really are seeking? And what is it you're truly looking to avoid? Are you really just swapping like for like and not advancing your true objective, your true goal, whether that's to be happy at work, whether it's to be productive, whether it's some other variable or factor that you are focused on? I have only known this current job is a common thing that I hear. This is what I am. I am X. I am a special ed teacher. I am a principal. That's what I know how to do. You've invested a lot of time into becoming that. You went through your own academic preparation. You have gone through professional development. You've forged and developed relationships. You know how to do that job. Even if it's not ideal, even if it's not pleasing, even if it's not challenging, you know how to do it. The idea of trying, starting, pursuing something new and different can very often put a level of fear into us. What if I'm not good at it? What if I'm not as recognized as being the person who does X, whatever the X is? What if the new job expects me to be excellent at the jump, at the start? And I may need some onboarding time, some ramp way until I can achieve the same level of success that I currently have. These are all very common thoughts when it comes to job hunting and job seeking. So, what do you do? How do you navigate finding a job successfully? What I share with my clients is that similar to the way you plan to take a trip or a vacation, you should begin with a chosen destination. Where do you want to go? Similarly, what job or jobs do you want to pursue? But here's a twist. I'm not suggesting you think of the job title. Rather, I encourage you to think of what tasks do I want to do? What tasks do I want to avoid? If I could wave the magic wand and eliminate those things that I prefer not to participate in, not to be responsible for, what would those look like? And realistically, you may not be able to eliminate all the things you don't want to do. You may not have a job that allows you to do only the things that you crave doing, but at least let's identify them and see if we can narrow in on the kinds of jobs that give you most of what you seek and don't require most of what you'd prefer not to do. Then think further. Do you perform best when you work alone? Are you best in a team environment? Do you like the socialization or do you prefer to work remotely? Do you want to travel? Do you want certain work life balance? The default for most of us is that we think of the workday as being some variation on 9 to 5, 8 to 6, but basically the daylight hours. Some of us actually do our best work at alternative hours, whether you're a night owl, whether you like to start your day very early. Is that a factor that you want to consider when you are looking at the jobs that you would want to pursue? Do they allow you to strike your own schedule, or is it required that you be at work at particular hours? These and more are the kinds of things that I would suggest you look into before you just default to, oh, this job title is what I want to do. There could be many other careers that are worth your time, energy, and effort to pursue. So define the work experience you seek, and that's going to prevent you from locking in prematurely to a too rigid list of careers. And it also prevents you from being indiscriminate and spinning your wheels or being unfocused because you know exactly what you're pursuing, what you're chasing, and why you want those kinds of jobs or roles. Next, after you've done that work, you could and should identify the proper resources you need to make this journey. How can you ensure success in your job hunting actions? And I'll use the analogy of the vacation again. Just like on your vacation, you're going to need certain resources. It may be a plane ticket, a passport, hotel reservations, a camping tent, or perhaps you have to go out and buy appropriate clothing for your vacation. Maybe purchase certain sundries like suntan lotion, medicines, or other things of that ilk ahead of time. Think of what you may need when you are going to arrive at the destination that is different than what you currently have. For job hunting, that may mean, do you need a particular license, a certificate, a degree, certain experiences to meet the requirements of the job posting? Do you require, is it mandatory that you have certain skills, familiarity with tools, electronic software tools, or maybe even true hand tools? Do you need to meet certain governmental regulations? What are the job based necessities? It's okay to dream, I wish I could, I wish I would, but then are you taking the steps to make yourself a viable candidate and have a realistic opportunity to succeed in that job? And certainly have the opportunity to present yourself in resume form, in an interview, and demonstrate you do have capabilities and competencies. It's the equivalent of packing before you go on your vacation. That will certainly serve you well in your job hunting behaviors as well. So, just like if you're on the path to a vacation, you have to follow a particular process. You can't arrive at your vacation site without having completed some variation of proceeding through TSA at the airport, boarding an airplane, dealing with either checking your luggage or ensuring you meet the carry on constraints. Or if you're not going on a vacation that requires airports, have you sufficiently carried enough cash, or do you have one of those electronic responders that allows you to pay tolls on roads? Do you have registration at a particular camping site? Do you have tickets for events you plan on attending once you get to your destination? Do you have, if you're going to an Airbnb, do you have the keys or know how to acquire the keys to your Airbnb? Things of that nature. You have to have the process down. You have to know what you're going to do to accomplish your goals and objectives. So, similarly, when you're preparing and prepping for your next job, you have to prepare. You need to follow a process in order to ensure you arrive at the proper career destination as quickly and efficiently as possible. So, to accomplish this with a minimum of disruption or wasted time, energy, and effort, it's advisable to recognize the importance of guidance and mentorship. Perhaps you need to rely on those who have experience or insight. Sure, you can do some of your own research, but having someone who's been there, someone who's done that, is often a shortcut that can help you reach that destination that much more easily and be able to provide you with tips, hints, techniques to succeed. If we're talking about the vacation and travel, you can rely on gate agents at the airport, flight attendants once on the plane. Maybe even before that, you can talk about having had conversations with travel agents who can point you to different vacation destinations and provide you with the pros and cons of each. Or maybe simply friends who have visited certain places and can provide you with their opinion of what is best, what to do, what to avoid, and share their experience with you so that you can tailor your vacation to meet your needs. For a career change, it's helpful as well not to go it alone, which is a common step people make. They don't want to involve anybody else. They think this is a solitary activity, and it needn't be. And in fact, it shouldn't be. It's far easier for you to land the new job if you are working with other people. Now, I do understand you may not want to tell peers or your boss at your current place of employment, but it could very well be helpful for you to think as if you are the CEO of your own business, your business being your future, and create a board of directors. Could be comprised of neighbors, friends, people who hold the kinds of jobs that you're interested in, and just informally ask them to provide their point of view, their perspectives, what things they would perhaps do differently if they were to be starting over and looking to get into a particular career, what things that perhaps are not obvious to someone who's not in this particular job classification or this career. So you want somebody's plural that you can bounce ideas off of, who can provide you with counsel or frankly even support. That's a very helpful part of any job hunting activity, is to have support, whether it's from family, friends, colleagues, etc., that can share the experience with you. On your vacation trip, you'd want to know, where should I stay, where perhaps you'd like to visit, what activities you'd like to engage in, and maybe equally or even more importantly, where you should avoid. Don't go here late at night. Avoid this particular restaurant. It's not nearly as good as reputation seems to be. Those kinds of things. All the things that maybe the slick brochures don't tell you. In your job search, you'll want similar guidance. Where should I look for the job? What do I need to be aware of about this particular career or this company or this part of the country if you're thinking of relocating? And what should I not only look for, but what should I look out for? What should I be looking to eliminate a potential career, a particular company, an area that maybe doesn't suit my lifestyle wants and needs? So, transitioning from your current role as an educator, a teacher, or other professional may mean you're going to be encountering very different expectations, uses of your skills, ways of positioning yourself. That is when it might be most helpful to not have to guess at what might work, but to have someone with expertise to navigate the challenges and work with you, mentor you, and guide you through these efforts. I would love to be the person to help you make that transition from your current role to one as an instructional designer, a corporate trainer, or for some of you, perhaps it means being a freelancer selling these kinds of products and services. So if you'd like to get in touch with me, I would love to talk to you at okaynowwhat.biz/calendar. Let's schedule time and I can answer questions you may have. I can be simply a support for you to hold you accountable, to be a shoulder that you can lean on as you go through these efforts. I understand what many of us are going to be experiencing. I've gone through it myself. I've helped others go through it, and I'd like to be of help to you. I look forward to talking with you about this, and I very much expect that putting our heads together, we can lead to your success. Thank you. Let's talk soon.